So one viewer a while back said that they looked at my videos and nothing about us is off-grid, and that I was, what did he say, intentionally misleading people using the off-grid claim. I'm not even sure how that would be usable to an advantage, but anyhow, more importantly, many subscribers and nice people out there are asking to see the system. So that's what we're going to do today. And I just like the backdrop of the Pajero. Charging the battery. By the way, if you're in the Philippines and you want to know the best bang for buck, it's M-Track, E-M-T-R-A-C-K. And no, I'm not sponsored or anything. That's just some honest experienced advice. Okay, let's get to the off-grid stuff. So we'll start up at the top. Okay, so walking to the backyard here, we have pumpkins, jackfruit, pineapple, tomato, oregano, chilies. There's more pineapple. There's mango, a couple mangoes, two avocados, coconuts, bananas. Okra's down there, jackfruit, more chilies. That's the okra. So there's the well right there, and that's fresh mountain water from the top, which is like just up there. I mean, we're basically at the top, so there's no contaminants washing down this way. So that's all fresh water. I actually just put it in a 10-liter water container, let it sit so the sediment dropped down to the bottom, and after a few days, I drank it straight, and I did that actually for a while and never got sick. So it's probably drinkable as is, but I prefer filtered. And then up there, all those huge leaves are growing like crazy, and those are an edible root, similar to some kind of sweet potato thing. There's our roosters. I got to move them. They need more fresh grass. So that's where the main house is going to go. That's guava there. Oh no, sorry, that's papaya. So that's not going to go anywhere. We'll work around that. The main house will go here, and it's probably going to be something like 70 square meters, more or less, 2 or 3 bedroom. It's not going to be big, but it's going to be extremely comfortable and strong. Cement. Upstairs is going to have a balcony. So it's going to be, the bottom level is going to be all solid cement, including the roof / floor for the top level. The top level will be traditional style, kind of like that, with a balcony and barbecue and all that kind of stuff, with a deck coming out this way with that view. And then this will be a pond, a duck pond. Okay, sorry, let's get into the off-grid stuff. So yeah, we have well water that we can pump from there if we don't get enough rain, which rarely happens. And then we have 4 of these blue containers. Each one is 200 liters. So wait, do we have 4 or 5? No, we have 5. Yeah, we have 5. So we've got 1,000 liters of storage in blue containers plus extra. We've got about 1,200 total. So that one there is for drinking water. So this is the inn. So that goes into the wall there, into the kitchen. And then there's a screen filter down there that filters anything larger than a grain of sand, basically. And this is for the sink and showering, whatever. So back to the water. From out there, comes in here through that tube I showed earlier, pipe. And then down here, and then it goes through this, I think it's a 10 or 15 micron, I don't remember. Very fine mesh stainless screen, so that's cleanable. And then it goes through the UV light, which is supposed to kill all bacteria. It basically disorganizes their DNA and turns them into particles or something, I don't know. And then we have a carbon filter and a high level micron filter here. So basically what comes through is very clean drinking water, and this is the switch to turn on the pump. Right? And then you just open this valve, and it comes in from here into there, and that's drinking water. No more running down to the store to buy water. Demo time. There you go. That's it. I think this system was, it's all components. So the two blue filters down there I bought together. I think it was like maybe 2K, 2.5. Then the ultraviolet was an extra maybe 1K. Maybe that was 250. The pump was another probably 1.5, so 2.5, 1. Yeah, I'd say about $100, about $100 more or less, and been working absolutely terrifically for about a year now. And now the power system. So we have, you'll see 2 small solar panels here. Those are for the outdoor LED lights. And then we have six 450 watt Canada brand. They're not made in Canada, but that's the name of the brand. Panels. So, yeah, I got 2,700 watts. Now, what I am planning on doing fairly soon is adding 3 more 450 watt panels across this way, and I've considered putting some on the roof over there, but I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, that's our input there, and now let's go look at the system. Okay, and now the solar, which is now charging the Pajero, incidentally. Yeah, so that's a 48 volt I think it's a 4,500 watt inverter. So I can run a small hot water heater off of that. I don't remember the specific cost, but this entire system, the inverter was secondhand from the owner of the company from his house, and he changed it because he was doing a completely different system. But this inverter is secondhand from him, so we got that slightly less expensive than normal. But I think the whole system was about $4,000 US, including the panels. And like I say, we've had a power loss twice, one at like 8 p.m., which is fine, that's basically bedtime. And a second time at 6 p.m. we experienced a power loss. But that was a long time ago. Now we really know how to manage the power wisely, and we haven't had any issues. Here's the main board, not very complicated. This is for the batteries. That's for the solar panels, and these are for the AC to the house. This one here is if we want to add grid power, so that if ever this doesn't work for whatever reason, we can flip this and then we have grid power. But I don't want grid power. And then here's the batteries. This is an old inverter. Runs off a 12 volt battery, so that's kind of a backup thing. But then here's these are for LiFePO4 lithium batteries. So a lot of people argue for lead acid batteries, but my understanding is that the big advantage of lithium is that you can run them down to 85% drained, and they're okay with that, whereas lead acid is only good for about 50%. So with lithium, if you have 4 100 amp hour batteries, that's 400 amp hours. So you can use 85% of that. Whereas if it was 4 lead acid 100 amp hours, then you've only got actually 200 usable. And these supposedly last a lot longer too. But again, as finances improve, I'm thinking about changing these 4 100 amp hour to 4 200 amp hour, so 800 amp hour instead of 400. And then I'd be able to do my crypto mining and never even have to think about power usage. I could run electric cooking and not even think about losing power. Where are you going, Mira? Huh? Where? Ray's? You're gonna go to Ray's house? Okay. Watch the road, obviously. Yeah, so the only way you could be more off-grid is not having internet. So this is a parabolic antenna that's directed towards a cell phone tower at the top of that hill there. Sometimes you can, oh, there it is. Yeah, I don't know if it's right. So I guess that's the only way you could be more off-grid is if you did not have internet. Well, there it is, guys. Anyway, thanks for asking.